Welcome back to Clean Show 2025, day 3. Sadly, while Clean Show goes on one more day, our live broadcasts are coming to an end. I know, but fear not, we do not mail it in on this podcast. We save the best for last, or at least greatness for last, should I say. There's no pressure now. Welcome, Flavio Mel, our General Manager of Latin American Sales for Alliance Laundry Systems. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I got to start off. You look very familiar, like I've met you before, but I can't place where.
So,
I'm in full disclosure. Flavio was in marketing. We worked together for a number of years, so we're just having a little fun with them. So, tell me about your clean show. We've been hearing that there's a great energy, that people seem excited, that even from the last one in Atlanta, that just a little bit something different this time. Is that what you're hearing and seeing?
yeah, for sure. Lots of customers coming over from Latin America. So, customers from Mexico, from Ecuador, from Peru, Brazil. So, yeah, it's a different vibe. It's Florida is a good destination for Latinos. They're all over here, and I'm having a lot of fun. Just talking to them, and it's very nice.
Love it. And have you had a chance to walk the floor? Is anything have bubbled up as kind of a highlight, or things that are new and different, or some themes that seem to be reoccurring?
Lots of technology. That's very good. It seems like everybody's going the same direction, that technology is the way to go. As usual, our booth is the booth of the show. It's everything starts here, everything ends here. It's amazing to see the amount of people that knows Alliance, knows our brands, and they want to come and they want to talk to us. They want to shake hands. It's magical.
It never gets old, does it? It just seeing the booth full, having those conversations, that face-to-face contact, it never gets old.
No, and it's awesome. It is spectacular. And we Latinos, we really like the warmth of touching and getting close to people. And so this is the perfect place. So that's why we have so many customers coming over, and it's just amazing.
That's fabulous. And I hear a ton of distributors have made the trip. And last night you had an event, and I want to give you the opportunity. I know you handed out some awards. If you want to give a shout out to some of the top performers or folks that have really had a great year.
Yeah, we have fantastic distributors in Latin America, as you know. And yesterday we were able to celebrate, their excellence, their all the work that they've done last year and the beginning of this year, and we gave tons of awards, to be honest. But kudos to Lorsa. They were the top distributor. Kudos to Lavanti from Colombia. They're doing a fantastic job growing, helping us. We're helping them, so it's just great.
Absolutely. You talk about that face-to-face contact, and the awards are another one of those important components, because we're in a business that you're always focused on the next year, and you're trying to outdo next year, and taking a step back and celebrating your experience over the prior year and everything that you've accomplished. We got to have those moments to really get together and do that. It's so important.
Yeah, and our region specifically, is doing great. We're growing year over year. Our market share has been growing steadily. And it's just celebrating their performance. They're the ones. They're the stars. We provide the best product, but they're there providing the best service. That's what it is. That combination is what make us, leaders.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about that, the markets and the OPL markets, maybe in specific. Is there anything that's really heating up? Any verticals in hospitality or things like that really stand out in your mind?
Yeah, the Caribbean is a destination. Mexico. Everybody likes to take vacations and go to Punta Cana or Cancun and so on and so forth. So that hospitality business continues to grow, and we are referenced. With our Unimac brand, with our Speed Queen brand. We're referenced. So we're doing really, really well in the OPL market, and by far, our product is recognized as the best one. So
Sure.
if it is hotel that a hotel that really cares about their stuff, they put a Unimac.
Absolutely. We love hearing that. We absolutely love hearing that for sure. Let's talk about the evolution of laundry services in your market. How is that developing? How is it a little bit maybe different than what we're seeing up here in the US?
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned that I used to be in marketing, and I was very active here in the North America market, and it's interesting to see the evolution of laundromats specifically. The van market. How 15, 20 years ago we were talking about top loads and coins, and how that has grown to large chassis and bigger machines, bigger capacities and technology, and less use of coin, more applications or cards, and so on and so forth. It's interesting to see how the Latin America market is a little behind that, but it follows the same path. So we're now seeing smaller laundromats, with small chassis, small machines, but now they're starting to get bigger and bigger and using more technology. So it's just interesting to see that contrast and how we're all following that same path, same direction, and we always want to get to where the North American market is today. So it's very interesting.
Absolutely. And obviously in the US, sustainability has been top of mind, literally from laundromats to OPL. How about in your markets? Are you seeing sustainability building up as increasing in importance, or is it still kind of, yeah, it's a nice to have?
Yeah, same story. As we're a little bit phased, a little behind, but nonetheless, conversations, especially in Brazil, Mexico, and Colombia, there's a lot of pushes to sustainability. Our customers, they're very interested in save on water, resources, and uh, the more efficient our products are, the better it is for the investors, for the people that are actually using our equipment. So it's good for the environment, but also it's good for their pockets. So that goes, side to side. It's interesting.
For sure. Obviously, technology and innovation in our booth is front and center. Uh, what are you hearing from your customers who've been in the booth? Is it hitting the mark? Are they excited as we are about it? Is it kind of hit and miss?
No, it's everybody's just so excited about what we're bringing from a technology perspective, from our insights, and all the different tools and different resources that we're providing. It's just everybody's just super excited. Pro Capture, big hit. Everybody wants to have it, and it's so cool. It's bigger capacities, and the software, the experiences that you can provide to your end customers. Distributors are they were looking for that, and now we have it, and they're so excited to provide that to their customers. So
Absolutely. So obviously, you touched upon laundromats and how they're different, in Latin America than the United States. And they're starting out the smaller, and you're seeing the top loads, and you're going to see that evolution. Does that go for size? How are they different?
yeah, good question. For example, in Brazil, laundromats did not exist like 4 or 5 years ago. So it just started, and it's a market that is growing so fast, and very small. Like we're talking about six, sometimes four pockets, but it's accessible, and people are experiencing, that kind of wash, which is different from the home or from what they're used to, and everybody's just getting on board with it. And now they're thinking about bigger. We're seeing more like 8 pockets and 12 pockets, and now we were just about to launch a 20 pocket. So compared to the North America, it's a small laundromat, but for them, for us there, it's a big difference. Mexico is it's a little closer to US, so their model is a little closer to, but it's still like it's a small footprint store, but using the large machines. I think it's interesting. Colombia is also growing. Chile is starting. It's not even. I think we have probably one or two laundromats in Chile. But they have so much to go. So much ahead of them, and it's so exciting. To be part of that transformation, that evolution. From the beginning, very small, all the way to see. How they're now becoming big and powerful laundromats.
Right.
That's what it is.
Is it hard to rein in? Obviously, you have a vision for where they're going to be, right? But is it tough to rein in the idea like, oh, I really want you to build like a 2,500 or a 3,000 square foot store, but they're just not there? Is it difficult for you to kind of ride the brake and go, no, I need to let it organically evolve to get there?
That's what it is. We're they're seeing the results, and the beauty is, they're putting money in their pockets,
Right.
and now they're saying, hey, if I put a bigger machine, I'll get more, and they're putting in that, and then they're seeing that it's working, and things are just evolving, in a way, very organically, I gotta say. But now we're having different conversations because it's been 4 or 5 years. Now they're saying, hey, I wanna follow a model like equivalent to what I see when I go to US. And so we're starting to having those conversations, and pretty soon we're going to start seeing bigger, better laundromats for sure.
Are there any hurdles to that evolution that may take Latin American market in a different direction where it's not going to be completely repetitive for what you're seeing in the United States?
Yes, for sure. I mean, you got to remember, we're talking about, you know, 35 different countries. I mean, it is, and each one of them, it has all the differences that you can imagine. Brazil itself, we're talking about 220 million people there.
Right.
You know, Mexico is 180. So we're talking about a lot of people and a lot of differences. But there are limitations. Resources. The electrical grid sometimes does not. We don't have gas available. There are very particular things that become obstacles or challenges. The beauty is, we as Alliance, we can provide. Hey, you want electric? You want this voltage?
Right.
You want gas? You want whatever you need? Want soft mount, hard mount? We have options. We can really adapt to what is available and make it happen. And that's what's powerful too.
Right.
And distributors love that. We're able to pretty much open a laundromat anywhere.
Right, for sure. Are there other, as I look at, again, things like wash, dry, fold, or pickup or delivery, is that so far in the distance, or are those things that are being thought about and discussed now?
Yeah, they are. I mean, as an inspiration, and we see that here. We bring it back. Distributors love it. They start to, seed those ideas, and we start, seeing their day coming out. And so we have a couple of those in Mexico. We have Brazil starting to think about, uh, you know, that kind of additional service, and it's revenue at the end of the day. It's money in their pockets, and they love it.
For sure. All right. So, what has you most excited about watching this industry develop in those markets?
So first of all, it's really the human. It's the touch with the distributor. Having them there and seeing them growing, making money, supporting our brand, and all of them are so loyal and so proud of what they sell. It's beautiful, in a way. And it's feeling that, and I was completely involved with the North America market. I wasn't participating, and seeing that difference is super special. I really love that. That I love my distributors. Let's put it this way.
Right, right. We always joked, that we had the best kept secret in business. And in the US, it's not that way anymore. You're attracting very, very high net worth investors, people who are looking to do multiple stores. It's exciting. It must be exciting to be in these markets where it's still kind of a secret. And you know what's coming, that it's going to continue to build, and you're going to get those high net worth people and people who maybe opened up a very small footprint store, but the next two or three are going to be going like that. That's got to be.
It's amazing. They start with one store. All of a sudden, they have 3 stores. And 4 stores and 5 stores, and that those stores, they are. Hey, how do I double? How do I put my machines there? It's interesting to see that evolution, and being part of it is super special.
Sure. All right, crystal ball time. What does the future look like? How long is it going to take before I see a 2,000 square foot with pickup and delivery and 80 pounders.
You know, in Mexico, it's happening right now. You know, Brazil, I would say probably in a couple of years.
Okay.
Other regions, you know, it might take 4 or 5, maybe 6 years. But it's happening. It's gonna happen little by little in all those different countries, and our distributors are ready. We're ready for them. We have everything that they need. It's just a matter of continue that. And it's interesting to see the culture, of the populations, how they're transforming, and how they're I had a chance to visit one of the laundromats in Brazil, and I was just sitting there and then talking to a customer who was using the laundromat and say, hey, why you come here? Tell me, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And the lady that was there said, hey, I have a washer and dryer at my home, but when I come here and I use this speed clean machine here, my jeans, it's brand new. My pants are new. And they say, oh, so I don't use my machines at home anymore. I come to the laundromat. And that kind of thing, it's happening more and more and more. When you experience that kind of wash, that kind of, the convenience of having like dry clothes and like
Right.
or the whole process in like an hour, it's what they're expecting. They don't have time to waste.
For sure. All right. Wrapping up, the toughest question I've asked everybody, and it's been a mix of answers. So, what has been the nerdiest thing you've said, done, seen while you've been at Clean Show thus far?
Well, I'm very involved in the Insights API. So that's very nerdy.
That's very nerdy. Yes. And techie too.
So we're excited. A couple of our customers and distributors, they're also leveraging the API that we provide. It's something new that we're about to launch. We're talking about it right now. But it opens so many doors, and integration with different systems, POS systems, and the ability for other folks to develop their own like applications that are different, or they go above and beyond what we offer from a laundry perspective. Yeah. It's nice, it's interesting, and I'm able to talk to customers about this, and that's awesome.
We can finally talk about it because it truly is a game changer in getting that one complete system and having everything speak to each other and really streamline things, save time and effort for owners. Amazing. Flavio, always great to see you, my friend.
Yeah,
thank you
likewise,
so much for joining us. Hopefully your final day is going to be as amazing as the last three.
I hope so too. Yeah, thank you so much, Randy.
Absolutely.
For having me.
And thank you to everyone out there. I want to take a couple moments to offer some congratulations and thank yous to our creative team who made this booth happen, Miranda and Nathan. Obviously the folks that made the Clean Show happen, Amy, Stephanie, Jen Butzloff, the marketing team back at Alliance, and of course, these lives don't happen without a great video team. The Clearview Productions team has brought it consistently, overcome every obstacle we faced, and we faced a few, but we made it happen. So thanks so much for joining us. Hopefully you're following us on your streaming services, your Spotify's and your Apple Podcasts. We are out there. We are going to continue to produce content and make sure we got one more day to come out and get your Laundry Nerd shirt, booth 1505. Thanks so much.